Barcelona win 5-2. A convincing second half performance compared to the first half. Yet again, another win. Yet again, another 5 goals. And yeah, man, they keep winning. And my watch-alongs are always unsuccessful. They keep doing it. They keep performing. Let's talk about everything. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about who impressed. Let's talk about who didn't deliver. There are certain players, in my opinion, who didn't play well for different reasons, which I'll tell you. And there are certain players who did amazing that game, which I'll tell you about. Don't forget to, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and, of course, comment your own thoughts about the game and what you felt about the game yourself in your own perspective, and whether you agree or disagree with what I'm about to say. Let's firstly talk about the lineup that Hansi Flick, of course, put forward. The biggest 2 changes, of course, of the game was Jaron Martin coming in instead of Balde, and Frankie de Jong coming in instead of course, Dani Olmo, who, of course, this is Barcelona's first game since, of course, they beat Espanyol. And it was quite interesting because the position changed, and I felt like the first half, a lot of players didn't play well in that first half, except for maybe few players like Lamine Yamal, in my opinion, had a very good first half. That's only in my opinion, only Lamine Yamal and Koundé had a good first half. I think everyone else played. I didn't think Barcelona had any sort of control in that first half. I felt it felt like it was very. They were just depending on that match-winning performance, match-winning individual brilliance from certain players. I think the atmosphere played into effect. As you guys know, Red Star Belgrade is one of the most toughest and most hostile environment there is, not just in Europe, in the whole world. So, of course, that played into effect in that first half where Barcelona felt like they weren't playing their usual game. And but of course, they still led with 2 goals. The first goal which Barcelona scored was, of course, the free kick from Raphinha. Great delivery. Inigo Martinez scores the first goal with a great header. Questionable man marking by, of course, the back line in that free kick. Then straight away, Red Star Belgrade responds. And it's something which Barcelona has done this whole season, is the high line. Is the offside trap. Because it worked out in the first 10 minutes. When Red Star Belgrade scored the first goal, it was scored offside. And this game itself, 9 offside, bro. The offside trap once again. They have now, Barcelona this season has had over 108 offsides. Bro, they are averaging 8, 7, 9 offsides per game, which is insane, bro. Last year's total was Aston Villa. Last year, Aston Villa was the best team who did that. They averaged 4.4 per game. Barcelona's averaging over 7 per game, which is insane if you actually think about it. But the goal which they conceded came from one person forgetting to push up, forgetting to understand, okay, oh shit, let me push up. And that was no other than Jaron Martin, who was sleeping, absolute sleeping. The pass was made, he was way too deep, and of course a great finish by the Red Star Belgrade player, which I think his name is Silas. Is that his name who scored? Silas? Yeah, Silas. He then scored. Barcelona managed to respond before the end of the first half with a goal which Lamine Yamal pretty much created it. Great run inside the box. Pass to Pedri to Raphinha. Raphinha took a shot outside the box, which of course hit the post. And great anticipation, great poacher's instinct, and great striker's movement. The fact that he managed to read it when it hit the post, and it was so powerful from Lewa, that's what you call a proper goal scorer. And that, of course, allows him to be on 99 goals in the Champions League. One more goal, and he is officially in the 100 club of 100 Champions League goals, which will, of course, tie Messi and a specific Cristiano Ronaldo. But like I said, the first half, it was poor. A lot of players didn't play well. Pedri, for instance, but I'll talk about pretty much every single player afterwards. But the second half, things changed, in my opinion. The second half, I think Barcelona, I'm not sure what Hansi Flick spoke to the players. I think Barcelona came with more urgency and more desire. I think it's something that we haven't seen Barcelona do in the second half. I think the last time I saw that was, of course, the game against Madrid. But when I'm talking about small team, they came in straight away, like firing, bro, firing. And that third goal was an exceptional build-up goal from top to bottom. Lamine Yamal progressing it from his own half, going past two players, giving it to Pedri. Koundé, who had an exceptional game. That was his first one out of 3 assists. Gave it to Pedri to Koundé. Koundé with an exceptional first time. He controlled it, crossed to Lewa at the back post, and Lewa scores his second goal off the game, which of course equaled 99 goals. After that, straight away, once again, Koundé once again overlapping. Lamine Yamal with the pass, and Koundé finds Raphinha, first time finish, outside the box, goal. And then the last 10-15 minutes, once again, Koundé overlapping, Fermin Lopez comes off the bench and scores a goal. Second half, you felt a bit more urgency. Of course, Red Star Belgrade scored an equaliser, something that you can pretty much put question marks on Inaki Peña. I think he, in my personal experience, I think he was a bit too far advanced. He was a bit far forward. I think if he stayed back, I think he would have pretty much saved it with ease. But he was far too in front, and the chip worked to perfection from the person who scored, which his name is Milson. But overall, second half was a much better performance from Barcelona compared to the first half. But it's still 3 points. 4 games in, they've got 9 points, which puts them in a very good position in terms of what the table looks like. Because you guys already know, the table of this year's Champions League is very different to what it was before. I think now every 3 point is crucial. It's not like it was before where if you lose a game, you can afford not to play well the next game because you know you're only competing with 3 clubs in your group stage, and if you finish second, you qualify. This time around, you can't even do that. There's no home and away. You're only competing with 3 other clubs. Nah, bro, it's a league phase. If you don't finish top 8, you're out. And if you finish within the 9 to 24, you're pretty much in risk of playing a playoff game. And if you lose that game, you're out. And that's no Europa League. A lot of clubs before, they were competing for that third spot because it meant that they can still play European football. This time around, you can't even do that. So now that 3 point puts Barcelona on 9 points. If they win the next game against Brest at home, which I think they would comfortably, despite the fact that Brest have done well and Brest are of course on 10 points, that is a massive point because if they beat Brest, I've said it for a long time. If you put yourself, in my personal opinion, if you put yourself in 15 points in the Champions League, 16 points, you've pretty much put yourself in a very good position to qualify within the top 8. Because you're playing out of 8 games, because as you guys know, there's 8 group stage games. After 8 games, you're basically competing for 8 times 3, 24 points. 24 points, yeah. Quick maths, 24 points. If you put yourself pretty much, like I said, bro, 17, 16, 17, 18 points, you're pretty much guaranteed yourself you're going through. At the moment, we've played 4 games. We're halfway through. And look at where the teams are. Like, look at where Real Madrid are, bro. 6 points. And trust me, our next game against Liverpool. But this video is not about Real Madrid. It's about Barcelona. The best 3 players and the 3 players who didn't perform well, in my opinion. Before all of you Barcelona fans say, oh, you're hating, you hate our players, X, Y, and Z, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Nah, I'm not hating. You guys already know. When it comes to football, I'm very unbiased. I'm very, very unbiased. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but I don't like trolling. I don't like talking about football with agendas. Like, what's the point, bro? You're not a kid. Let's start with the best 3 players, in my opinion. The best 3 players of the game, the first person, Lamine Yamal. It's not in order, by the way. It's just 3 players straight away. Lamine Yamal, exceptional. Bro, he had an impact of 4 goals out of the 5. His runs, his IQ, his decision-making, It's just special, bro. And we keep, like I said, I keep saying to you guys, let's not normalize this. He's 17. He's 17. Let's not forget all about it. But the game that he had this today, and just the movement and everything he did, it was exceptional, bro. It's exceptional. Like, I thought today's game was going to be something difficult for him because of the environment, because he hasn't faced anything like that in his career. Of course, he's played against France, against Germany, against England, against Real Madrid. But going to Red Star Belgrade, who's always going to be difficult in terms of hostile environment, he did well. He did well at that age of 17 years old. So fair play to him. He had a good game. Another person, for me, man of the match by far, is Koundé. Oh my God. 3 assists. 3 assists, which is crazy if you think about it. From a right back, he's having a great season. One of the best seasons, in my opinion, of any right backs. For me, he's the second best right back in the world. I still have Trent as the best right back in the world, but for me, he is a close second, a very close second. And there's no competition between him, second, and anything third. A lot of Premier League fans, they always think Pedro Porro is better than him, Ben White is better than him. Who else? Hakimi, sometimes people say it's better than him. Bro, it's not. They just don't watch La Liga. Koundé this season has been consistent, and not just consistent, he's been making the runs, which last season he wasn't. Last season he wasn't overlapping as much. This season, he's overlapping with Days, bro. He's comfortable as well. He's very comfortable overlapping and supporting and making the right runs. And not only that, not only is he comfortable, he's making the right decisions when he gets into the final third. Sometimes people panic when they get into that position, which they're not comfortable doing. They panic. They make the wrong decisions. They take too many touches. They just cross it, inshallah, and vibes. But he's made the right decisions. And all 3 passes that he's made is all different type of crosses. The goal to Lewa, great back post cross. The goal to Raphinha, a cutback. And the goal to Fermin was literally a pass straight through the middle between 2 defenders. So he's making the right decisions and the great read in understanding where players are. So fair play to him and what he's done. And the last person, in my opinion, who's had a great game, Kubasi. Kubasi, great game. Great game. Like I said, he was another player that I looked at, 17 years old. Is he going to... Because, bro, like, they had physical players. But every single one of those offsides that I mentioned, every single one of those offsides which I talk about, of 9 offsides, he pretty much had a contribution in most of those offsides, and knowing when to step up, knowing when to, all right, let me push up. And I think he did well. Let's go now to the underperforming players, the 3 underperforming players, in my opinion. The first person is Pedri. Pedri didn't have a good game. Not because he's dead, not because he's poor, not because anything. It's just because of the role that he played and the system. This system does not allow him to succeed. And this system is very similar to how he plays with Spain. And if you guys watch Pedri with Spain and Pedri with Barcelona, it's 2 completely different players. And today specifically, it was a complete different player to what Pedri is normally with Barcelona. Pedri can't... The days of Pedri playing behind the striker and playing far advanced, those days are over. I think Pedri, in order for you to get the best out of Pedri, you have to play him deep. He has to be behind every attack. You can't use him as a supporting player. You can't play him. You can't, out of 7, 8, 9 attacks, only 2 goes through them. No. Every attack has to go through Pedri. So playing far advanced, you're basically limiting him. You're limiting his touches. You're restricting him in certain areas. You're basically making him be a Robin. He has to be a Batman in that midfield. So he has to be playing there. For that reason, I don't think he had he didn't have a good game. Yes, I know he passed the ball to Koundé for that third goal, which Koundé assisted Lewa, but overall, it wasn't a good game from Pedri, in my personal opinion. The second person who didn't play a good game is Frenkie de Jong. I looked at Frenkie. I said, you know what? This is an important game for Frenkie to showcase. All right, I deserve to start. Because I look at this Barcelona team and I look at 2 players who are undroppable. 2 players who are guaranteed starters. I look at Pedri. I look at Casado. Casado this season has emerged himself as a guaranteed starter. The third position is between 4 different players. It's between Frenkie de Jong, Danny Olmo, Gavi, and Fermin Lopez. So I look at Frankie, I'm like, all right, the captain, this is the game you have to showcase, you have to impress. You're playing against Belgrade. On paper, they're not a difficult team. It was lazy. I don't think it was any good. Defensively, he's cooked. It reminded me like when Belgrade was attacking with numbers, and that, especially in that first half. Defensive transition, he was getting cooked, bro. It felt like watching Luka Modric at the age of 39. Not Luka, prime Luka, 39-year-old Luka, when he is defending transitions. His legs are cooked, bro. Yes, he does his passing there and there, but I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed at all. And last but not least, he underperformed, but I love him as a player. I honestly do. I do hope he plays every single game. He starts every single game for Barcelona. And that is, of course, the GOAT. Let's put a round of applause to the man like Jared Martin. Jared Martin, I honestly love you, bro. I honestly hope you have a long career at Barcelona. And if anyone tells you you're not good, brother, don't listen to them. You are exceptional. You are wonderful. You are fantastic. I love you very much. I hope you play every single game. Every single game. And I want you to play the way you play right now. Please, bro. Don't make anyone think you're not good. Alright? Okay, bro. You deserve to play. I love you, honestly. I love you, bro. Keep doing you. Keep being you, bro. Ignore the haters. Taylor Swift said it. Hey, it's gonna hey. And na. Shake it off. Shake it off, bro. Shake the hate off. You do you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. My guy. My brother, Jared Martin. But anyway, that's my thoughts again. Barcelona, 9 points. Big win. Especially in this Champions League format, which every win is massive. But it's interesting because going away from home, they've managed now to pick up 3 massive points. Let's see how they do now next game, which is going to be massive against Real Sociedad. Away from home, you guys already know. Anoeta. Always difficult. So I'm looking forward to that game. And that's going to be a very decisive game in terms of the La Liga race, whether they can... If they win and they're still I reckon if Barcelona's 9 points ahead Real Madrid by Christmas, it looks to be done deal. Let's not waste any time. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments, whether you guys agree or disagree. I know some of you guys are gonna say, "Oh, you hate Barcelona. You're so biased. X, Y, and Z. How can you say Pedri is bad, brother?" If you've watched me for that long and you still think I'm biased, then the problem is you. The problem is not me. I'm just giving you my honest opinion of what I see on the pitch. And what I saw on the pitch is those players didn't perform. Not Jared Martin. Jared Martin, brother. Wallah, bro, keep doing you. If Hansi Flick dares to tell you, Jared Martin, I wasn't happy, you tell Hansi Flick, who the hell do you think you are? I'm the captain now.